channel. And if you guys are new, welcome to my channel. Hopefully you guys stick around and you enjoy the content. In today's video, I thought I'd be talking about sports, like sports news, stuff that has happened in sports across like the last week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe games that happened today. So the first sport that I'm gonna be talking about is boxing. Last week was a pretty big night for boxing. It was David Benavidez versus Andrade, Bubu Andrade, and it was a pretty big fight. Two people who have wanted to fight Canelo for a long time. I know Andrade was calling out Canelo when he beat Billy Joe Saunders, and Canelo told him, you're horrible. You just want money, you just want a payday, you haven't beat anyone. So that was pretty funny. And David Benavidez, a lot of people think that Canelo's ducking Benavidez. Canelo says he doesn't want to fight against fellow Mexicans. It is what it is. I personally think that Canelo and Benavidez should fight. I think that's a great fight. But yeah, and it was a pretty solid fight for the first, I'd say, 1 to 3 rounds. Andrade was doing pretty good. He was boxing smart. He was getting in there, getting his combos, and then getting out quick. But his strategy was to bully him. I think he weighed around 190 on fight day, so he was trying to just push him around and bully him around. But I don't think that was the right strategy, because man, Benavidez is a monster. He's big. He's a big dude. He might be too big for the 168 division. I think he wants to move up to 175. But once the first 3 rounds happened, he just kept on getting hit. He kept on getting hit by Benavidez. Benavidez was landing punches. He was landing combos, and Andre didn't really have a response. And then I think it was I don't even know what round it was when he got knocked down, but it was such a clean punch that just boom, knocked him completely down. And yeah, he never recovered. A lot of people say he quit on his stool, but I mean, I don't want to bash the guy, because he's a pro boxer. They go out there, they put their lives on the line. But it sucked. But I guess he knew, like, hey, yeah, this is over. Like, he wasn't recovered. So he told one of the guys on his corner, he told him, stop it, and he told the ref, and they stopped the fight. The result was pretty underwhelming, I would say. I wanted to see a little bit more, but congrats to David Benavidez. He showed that he's the guy to, not the guy to beat, but he deserves his shot at all the titles Canelo has. So I hope that fight gets made next. Will it happen anytime soon? Probably not. A lot of people are speculating that Canelo's gonna fight against Jaime Muniaga, a Golden Boy fighter, also a Mexican. So maybe after that fight, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Another big fight that happened in boxing was the Shakur fight, Shakur versus Edwin Dos Santos. And man, I was pretty excited for that fight, because Shakur's a pretty smart boxer. I like the way Shakur fights. But was that fight boring? It was a snooze fest. It was a pretty boring fight. Yeah, he just basically teed on him for a little bit, and then try to run, try to evade. The most of the fight was him just dodging punches, slipping. Smart boxing. He was getting hit. He was moving around the ring a lot, but it's not exciting boxing. People don't like to see that type of boxing. So a lot of people were they were hating on him on Twitter, talking snooze fest, blah blah, like boring fight, da 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 da. I believe some people said that he had suffered a hand injury, so he couldn't really punch. And if that's the case, and it's unfortunate, but he boxed his game, he did his thing, and he came out with the win. So yeah, that was it. That fight was pretty disappointing, just because I guess the injury prevented Shakur from doing his thing. And 2 big fights that are coming up is well, not big fights, but 2 I guess kind of exciting fights that people are talking about. Devin Haney versus Regis, and yeah, Haney just he vacated Regis and Devin Haney, and it was pretty funny because they were talking about the people Devin Haney has knocked out, and Devin Haney was like, oh, like he was talking to Regis. He was like, you found nobody's, blah blah, like your whole resume, blah blah. And Devin Haney, and he told Devin Haney, he was like, he's like, you got 15 knockouts on your resume. Can you name any of those? And Devin Haney just started laughing, and he tweeted later. He's like, you got me there, not gonna lie. But yeah, that's a pretty big fight. Haney might become a champ at 140. Ryan Garcia's at 140. Teofimo is at 140. Rolly Romero's at 140. Or Davis is at 140. Jack Catterall, I don't know if he's still at 140, but 140 is looking like a pretty fun division. And talking about 140, that's the next fight that's coming up soon. I think it's on the 2nd. It's gonna be Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte. And a lot of people want to see how Ryan's gonna come back after losing the Tank. After a lot of people think he quit as well because he got right up as the 10. As soon as the ref said 10, he got up. But yeah, honestly, what makes this fight even interesting is the fact that that Ryan's beefing with his he's beefing with his promoter, Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya. They're just like, they're just bashing him. Bernard Hopkins went on stage today at a press conference, and he just said that, blah blah da da da. That he'll promote a fighter, but he won't promote lies. That he's not a champion. He hasn't been a champion, so why should he get treated like a champion? And Ryan went up and he just said, there's a lot of people who don't believe in me. A lot of people just use me or taking advantage of me. He's like, but I'ma show him God first. Da da da. So yeah, it's pretty. And you can see Oscar De La Hoya in the back. He's just like stressed. He's like making faces in the back. And then he tweeted that hopefully Ryan's okay. That he's going through because Ryan's had mental health issues. So he's like, I hope everything's okay. Like, this is a person who suffers a lot of mental health. We're here to help him. And I mean, Golden Boy's been doing this. They've been, they just take advantage of their stars. Canelo said the same thing. That's why he left Golden Boy. So yeah, and so that should be a fun fight. Trying to see Ryan Garcia get a win. Derek James is his coach, so hopefully he learned how to keep his hands up by his chin and not get knocked out. Alright, the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is the NBA. So there was a couple games going on today, and one of the games that caught my eye that I was watching is the Pacers versus the Heat game. The Pacers lost. It was 132 to 142. But what caught my eye, what made this game so interesting, is that rookie Jaime Jaquez Jr. dropped 24, 1 and 5, 24 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds, and he was bottom of the lottery. He was number 18, and man, this guy's having a killer season. I think he's definitely behind the Chet and Wemby for Rookie of the Year. But man, he's having a great season. I don't think anybody expected him to be playing this good. Pretty wild to see. And Kyle Lowry dropped 15, 3 and 3. Duncan Robinson 16, 2 and 1. But this great game by Jimmy Butler, 36, 3 and 10. He got a double. But yeah, let's see who else played today. The Trailblazers beat the Cavs today, 103 to 95. The Pistons lost to the Knicks. The Pistons lost to the Knicks, 118 to 112. And interesting about this Pistons team, they're obviously in a rebuild, but it's gonna take some time. But I think in the future they're gonna have a really good team. I mean, they have Jalen Duren. I think Jalen Duren is underrated. He's an amazing player, an amazing young player. You have Cade Cunningham. They have Marvin Bagley III. He didn't really live up to the hype when he got first shy. They got Giddy. Yeah, Giddy. Hopefully, hopefully everything that's been going on with him, hopefully it turns out to be a lie, and he's been able to get his own thing. But if it's true, man, that sucks because I think he's a pretty good player. Yeah, I mean they have a pretty solid young core, so I think they're an exciting team to look at in the future. What was played today? Hornets beat the Nets by 1 point, 129-128. Let's see. Miles Bridges with 23, 2 and 5. Gordon Hayward, 22, 6 and 6. Terry Rozier, Scary Terry with 37, 13 and 4. Let's see. Let's see how many points. Cameron Johnson with 15. Michael Bridges with 22. And Cam Thomas with 26. I've always liked Cam Thomas, pretty good player. But yeah, also pretty interesting stuff that came out in the news with LeBron saying that he's not gonna miss Bronny's home opener, and if there's a game on the same date, he's gonna skip it because family first. So that's pretty good to see. I personally, I don't really watch a lot of college sports. I'll watch maybe a college football game here and there, but not that often. And basketball, I'll really only start paying attention to college basketball when March Madness starts. That's pretty fun to watch all the different colleges playing. But yeah, other than that, I don't really watch a lot of college stuff. So if you guys do, tell me what colleges you guys support too. Do you guys support colleges that you went to, that you go to, or like family colleges that siblings went to? Alright. Next, let's talk about the Champions League. The Champions League. Pretty exciting Champions League games happened on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday. Lazio beat Celtic 2-0. Antwerp lost to Shakhtar Donetsk 1-0. But a game that I was specifically interested was Dortmund versus Milan. Gio Reyna, he plays on Dortmund, and you got Pulisic and Musa, who plays for Milan. And this group is a pretty. I think it would be the group of death in this Champions League. In this version of the Champions League. But yeah, Dortmund beat them 3-1, and I think the only way that Milan can qualify is if they beat Newcastle on the last day. So hopefully they get that done. But yeah, Marco Reus, Jamie Bino Giddens, a young English player, and Karen Adeyemi, young star, were the scorers for Dortmund. And Milan scorer was Samuel Chukwueze. He used to play for Villarreal. He's an amazing guy on FIFA Football Manager. Let's see. Atletico Madrid beat Feyenoord. Horrible game by Feyenoord. Nightmare by Santiago Jimenez that he scored a own goal. Like, it was pretty crazy. He tried to clear the ball by hitting it with the back of his head, but he didn't really quite make enough contact, so it just skimmed off the top. It just skimmed off the top and went into his own net. PSG and Newcastle tied 1-1. Barcelona beat Porto 2-1. Man City beat RB Leipzig 3-2. Young Boys 1-2-0. Galatasaray, Man United tied. Oh, Man United, man, what's going on with Man United? Like, they play good and they'll play bad. They'll play good, they'll play bad. And then Onana, man, letting go of the hair was such a mistake. Onana's awful. He's awful. I've never liked Onana as a goalkeeper. I think he makes too many easy, silly mistakes that a professional goalkeeper shouldn't be doing. It's pretty dumb. PSV beat Sevilla. I think it was in the 90th minute. Yeah, they beat him 3-2. Ricardo Pepi, young American, he got the goal in stoppage time in the 92nd minute. I think it was a header. I think it was a header. But they beat him 3-2. Chucky played that game too, but he came off injured. Bayern tied with Copenhagen 0-0. And Real Madrid, without their starters, beat Napoli 4-2. Rodrigo, Jude, Nico, and Joselu scored for Real Rakisa scored for Napoli. Some pretty exciting games, high-scoring games. Benfica tied with Inter 3-3. Arsenal. I think was it this game? I think it was Arsenal with 21 Savage in the stadium with 21 Savage. For you guys that don't know, 21 Savage is a big Arsenal fan, so yeah, they beat Lens 6-0. Havertz, Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, and Jorginho all scored. Pretty high scoring game. Now let me see the standings. How are the groups looking now? So in Group A, we have Bayern and Copenhagen in first and second, Galatasaray in third, and Man United in fourth. Now there's one game in hand, and second place is all up for grabs. Bayern has 13, Copenhagen and Galatasaray got 5, and Man United has 4, so it might possibly come down to the last day for second place. Let's see, Arsenal. Group B, Arsenal on top with 12 points, PSV second with 8, Lens with 5, and Sevilla with 2. I think Sevilla, yeah, they're done. Sevilla's gone. I think if maybe on goal difference they could try to get on in third place and get sent down to Europa League, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's just a battle for a second, honestly, at this point, but I think PSV and Arsenal are gonna go through. Group C, Real Madrid, Napoli, Braga, and Union Berlin. Real Madrid in first with 15, Napoli with 7, Braga with 4, and Union Berlin with 2. Union Berlin's done. I don't think they're gonna get their place. Honestly, it's a fight for Braga could possibly take second, but based on the goal difference and who Napoli plays next, I don't think Napoli's losing that, so Napoli and Madrid will go through. Here, Group D, that's a group that's already done. We got Sociedad with 11 and Inter with 11, Leipzig with 4, and Benfica with 1. So it's just, Inter and Sociedad are gonna go through, but it's just a battle for first place. I see Inter taking first place, honestly. Then we have Group E, which is Lazio, Madrid, Feyenoord, and Celtic. We have Atletico on top with 11, Lazio with 10, Feyenoord with 6, and Celtic with 1. Celtic are done. Feyenoord, I think, yeah, they're done too. They're gonna go to the Europa League, and then Atletico and Lazio. Atletico will probably take number 1. They'll go number 1. And this is the group, as I said, that I think it's most exciting, Group F. We have Dortmund, PSG, Newcastle, Milan. Dortmund has 10, PSG has 7, and Newcastle and Milan both have 5. So this group, it's a fight for second place. Honestly, well, if PSG beats Dortmund by a lot, they could take first, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And then if PSG loses and Newcastle or Milan, if PSG loses by at least 2 goals, I think Milan could get second. But I think I don't know. This was a pretty tough one. I think Milan's gonna get 4th. They're gonna come in last. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. But hear me out. Pretty crazy take. Newcastle takes second. PSG gets sent to Europa League with Mbappe. Crazy. Imagine that happens. That'd be crazy. Next we have Group D. We have City, Leipzig, Young Boys, and Crvena Zvezda. I think that's how you pronounce it. Man City undefeated in their last 5, 15 points. Leipzig with 9, Young Boys with 4. It's gonna be Man City and Leipzig going through. Easy group. And then we have Group H. Interesting group. Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Royal Antwerp. Barcelona with 12, Porto and Shakhtar with 9, and Antwerp with 0. So this is maybe Porto could leapfrog Barcelona for that first spot, but I think Porto and Barcelona are gonna go through. Shakhtar Donetsk, they have a pretty solid team, but I don't think they'll soccer all my life. I played in high school, and although I haven't played after high school, I stopped playing. But I've been trying to get back into, trying to get back on the field. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, soccer's my favorite sport. So, and my favorite league has always been the Premier League. I think it's the most exciting league with the most electric players. Like, yeah, you got Barcelona, but could Messi do it on a rainy night at Stoke? On a cold rainy night at Stoke? I don't think so. But yeah, let's see. We have Arsenal in first with 30 points, Man City in second, Liverpool in third, Aston Villa in fourth, Tottenham in fifth, Man United in sixth, Newcastle in seventh, Brighton in eighth, West Ham in ninth, and Chelsea in 10th. And then the bottom three are Sheffield, Everton, and Burnley, which are gonna be relegated if they don't, get out of the relegation zone. And man, it's wow, it's a pretty close fight so far for first place. Everybody is almost from 1 to 4, 1 to 5. They have a good chance. Let's see. What do I want to talk about first? There was a couple matches that happened last Saturday. Man City tied with Liverpool 1-1. Sheffield lost to Bournemouth 3-1. Brighton beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. Burnley lost to West Ham 2-1. Luton Town, Crystal Palace. And here's a game that I actually saw. It was Newcastle and Newcastle versus Chelsea. Newcastle won that 4-1, and it was a pretty even game. The first half was pretty even, both teams doing their thing, counter attack, blah blah. But man, the second half, Newcastle took over 3 goals in the second half. Lascelles, I don't know if it's Lascelles or Lascelles, but he is the captain. He scored a header in the 60th minute. Was it a header? I hope it was. Remising. Joelinton. Then a minute later, I think, yeah, Thiago Silva. Oh my God, Thiago Silva was one of the worst passes I've ever seen in my life. Thiago Silva tries to pass it back to the goalie. He misses the ball. He barely taps it. Joelinton springs on it and boom, slots it right in. Golazo. And then Anthony Gordon in the 83rd minute. Anthony Gordon. That's a player I've been pretty high on as of late. I first heard about him when he was playing in Everton, and honestly, I was like, damn, like he's moving Newcastle. Like, this is a team where I think he could start. Like Everton is it's a decent team he could start, maybe move up to a big club. But man, his move, he's been going amazing. He's been going off. He's been going off for Newcastle. Let me see. Let me see how many goals Anthony Gordon has this year. Anthony Gordon, in 12 Premier League matches, he has 5 goals and 3 assists. So 12 matches, 8 total goal and assist contributions. And I mean, he's only 22 years old. He's English, He's a pretty phenomenal player, in my opinion. Sorry if you guys can hear my neighbor's dogs are barking. They're little annoying chihuahuas. Let's see what other matches I missed. Tottenham lost against Aston Villa, and honestly, if you guys have watched my videos, I mentioned that I'm a Tottenham fan, and it's just unfortunate to see that our season is kind of getting derailed because we're getting so many injuries. We have so many players injured, and I don't blame the coach. Like, it's not his fault that everybody's getting injured. It is what it is. We have Arsenal beat Brentford, Luton Town beat Crystal Palace, Man United gold just 3-0 against Everton. Fulham beat Wolves 3-2. Let's see any interesting, exciting matches coming up. I see Newcastle versus Man U. That should be a good match. Chelsea and Brighton, another good match. And then I see on Sunday, man, hours and 6 with 2:05. Carlos Sainz, I believe is his name. Yeah. In what did I say? 7th with 200. Gary Russell. George Russell. Wrong guy, guys. Sorry. George Russell with 175th and 8th. Oscar Piastri with 97, and Lance Stroll in 10th place with 74 points. Some other drivers that I like to see are Yuki Tsunoda. I think he's a pretty funny guy. He's always cussing. And Logan Sargent, just because he's American. But yeah, I keep up with them here and there. I'll wake up if I'm able to wake up. I'll see some of the races. And yeah, the last thing that I saw was a Las Vegas race, and I think that race got overshadowed by all the stuff that was going wrong with the event. Like there was bottles everywhere, like the course. A lot of people were complaining about the course. The viewing was weird. A lot of celebrities came out, and it was just a huge disaster for F1 in Vegas. So I don't know if they'll do it again. I hope they do. It's a pretty fun event. Pretty cool to see it. Pretty cool to see F1 slowly, like they're trying to push themselves into the US market, you know, because I think F1, most of their fan base are international viewers from other countries, but they're really trying to make a name for themselves in the American market now. And other, let's see, did I miss any big sports? Baseball season's over. I don't really watch a lot of hockey. I don't watch any hockey actually. Like I'll see it here and there, but I don't really keep up with the NHL. Let's see, is there anything else that I'm missing? Oh, I guess the MLS. Yeah, the MLS playoffs are going on still, and on the 2nd, LAFC is gonna play against Houston in LA. So pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Let me know down in the comments what are your favorite sports, and if so, who do you guys support? Like, who's your favorite NBA team? Who's your favorite soccer team? If you have one, like, who do you got winning the Champions League? Who do you got winning the NBA trophy? Do you guys like F1? Yeah, so just comment down below what your favorite sports team are, or if you guys have any sports that I missed that I should get